Welcome to Fitness Forever TV with M&B.
Are you having problems sleeping? Well, you're not alone. It's a $500 billion a year industry, and we're still not sleeping.
Well, with all that investment in the industry, we're now taking a look at the circadian rhythm. We've brought Bethany out of the lab, and she's going to be here to talk to us today about how you can understand your personal circadian rhythm and how it can help you sleep better through the night. But first,
the intro.
So last time we had Bethany on the show, she was talking to us about intermittent fasting. And if you want to catch that video, we'll go ahead and link to it right up here. Oh, by the way, if you're digging our videos, go ahead and like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know exactly when the next episode airs. But first, so after intermittent fasting, what are you doing now, Bethany?
Well, right now I'm doing circadian rhythm research.
perfect for today's show.
What a coincidence.
So, Bethany, can you please tell our audience what is the circadian rhythm?
So the circadian rhythm is the internal regulation of your body's sleep-wake cycle. It's the thing that makes you wake up naturally in the morning when the sun rises and feel sleepy in the nighttime when it gets dark out.
Oh.
Like going back to caveman days.
Exactly.
Wow.
But we're not cavemen anymore.
Nope.
We have our devices that are always emitting light. So going just by the sun setting and rising, that's really challenging for us. So regarding the circadian rhythm, is it all based off of light?
No, absolutely not. So your sleep-wake cycles are just a part of the circadian rhythm. There are also rhythmic oscillations to your other bodily functions as well, like your insulin and ghrelin secretions, which are the things that make you feel hungry or feel full. Your body temperature also oscillates throughout the day. It spikes when you wake up and then drops in the evening when it's time to go to sleep.
Oh, okay, so that makes sense. So it's this 24-hour cycle that actually has control over all of that. So let me say this. I am normal American guy. I do everything that normal Americans do. However, I do have a problem staying asleep. I usually can get to sleep, but I have a problem staying asleep. Can you help me out and figure out what I can do to help that and how that relates to circadian rhythm?
Absolutely. So let's take a look at some of your nighttime routine habits.
Okay, well, it's the same every night, so that's not a problem. Usually around 6:30 is when I'm starting to wind down and I'm having dinner. And then I'll either start looking at some emails or I'm working on content for the show or some of my other activities, and then I'll probably start winding in an episode of 24 or something like that before I finally I head to the bedroom around 9:15, 9:30. I'll read something on a tablet or something, and then I'll try and go to sleep.
So I'm noticing you've got a lot of exposure to blue light sources like the iPhone, the tablet, your computer. You're exposing yourself to a lot of artificial light.
Okay, so you mentioned blue light. What exactly does that mean?
So blue light is a light frequency that's naturally emitted by the sun. So when the sun comes into your bedroom, that blue light will strike your retina and it'll stimulate your body and tell it, hey, it's time to wake up.
Ah.
But your devices also emit that wave frequency. So the more you expose yourself to it, the more your body thinks it's still daytime. It's not time to go to sleep, even though it's pitch black out.
Wow.
Okay, that makes sense then.
Does make sense.
All right.
Well, for me in my nighttime routine, since you are giving out some really helpful advice, I'll tell you all about mine. I work a lot, but then I'll come home, I have dinner, and sometimes I might have a glass of wine, maybe 2, maybe 3, not often, but I do find that that does help me go to sleep. But it also, I feel on those days or nights, I wake up in the middle of the night.
So it's affecting your sleep quality.
Yes. So no alcohol intake at all prior to sleeping?
Not necessarily. So there's a variety of factors you have to look at. You should look at it, in addition, your stress levels. You should look at what you've eaten that night. Are you eating stimulatory foods? Are you drinking too much coffee too late in the day? I know for me personally, if I have too much dark chocolate in the evening, which is not a rare occurrence, but if I have too much dark chocolate in the evening, that sugar and that caffeine will just, keep me wired for hours into the night.
So what about our audience members that work really early and then have to work out in the evening?
Exercise can be a great force for, keeping your circadian rhythms regular, but I would caution you, if you do have to work out in the evening, try not to work out too close to when you go to bed, because the exercise can, really amp you up and stimulate you, as we all well know.
So yeah, because there's a vascular effect to working out, right? So there's more blood going into the bloodstream, running through to the muscles.
More blood, higher body temperature.
Higher body temperature. Okay. What we've gotten from you, from what I understand, is we need to cut off the use of our blue light function. So our tablets, our computers, televisions. How far in advance of sleeping should we be cutting those off?
For blue light exposure, you want to give yourself at least an hour prior to bed for your body to just kind of wind down and adjust to the darkness.
And in regards to food intake, our last meal of the day, how far in advance before bedtime should we have that cut off?
Ideally, you want to cut off all food intake 2 to 3 hours prior to bed, because a strained digestive system will lead to poor sleep quality, or will prevent you from falling asleep altogether.
And then in regards to a bedtime routine, are there things that will help us sleep better in terms of, like you were saying, our temperature is affected and things like that?
So things that help you relax psychologically are very useful. I know you like to meditate. I know you like to practice mindfulness. We know Brad likes to put on his face cream.
So having a bedtime routine, right?
Yes.
Where you turn down the bed, you're, brushing your teeth, all those things.
You lower the temperature in your bedroom.
So how low should the temperature be?
Generally, 70 degrees is what I like it at. Some people like it a little warmer. Some people like it cooler. It's usually about in that range, though.
So is it more beneficial to be on the cooler side?
I would say so, yeah.
Well, because our body temperatures are automatically starting to cool down at that point. So I imagine that might be a stimulus to say, oh, I walked in my bedroom, it's a little bit cooler, maybe my body starts to cool down, and say, okay, maybe it's time to go to sleep.
Yeah, because the body temperature is another thing that's regulated by the circadian rhythm.
Awesome. All right. So from what we can say is, if you want to get better sleep, then maybe the first thing you need to do is, one, watch your diet. Make sure that you are, first of all, finishing dinner 2 to 3 hours prior to bedtime, and watch your carbohydrates at night so you're not spiking your insulin. Second is watching your alcohol level. Third is bring down the temperature in your room, start a nightly routine. 5 would be cutting off your workouts if you have to work out at night, making sure that you are well in advance of your bedtime when you finish your workout. Anything else?
Sounds good to me.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Bethany. We really appreciate it, and I think our audience is gonna really benefit from you helping us out.
Anytime. Thanks very much for having me.
Always a pleasure having you on, Bethany.
All right, so if you like Bethany's advice in this video, go ahead, like, subscribe, hit that notification button so you know exactly when our next episode airs. But until next time, stay motivated.